all that, and then juvenile center. I started getting in trouble, and this wasn't following the Lord. I'd go to the juvenile center. I had a time where the Spirit of God touched me and gave me peace. I opened up His Word. He spoke to me, to my heart, and I just would go back and live how I wanted. And then I decided finally when I went to Teen Challenge that I had to give it all. So I gave it all, and I started reading the Bible. And his Bible right away, the Word, was like, I found the power of the Word like that, because it just it convicted me. I was like, oh wow, I was like, this is I had that conviction, like if I didn't change my life, I was going to hell, But He's just still merciful and just continued giving me peace through it, and peace, whatever, being uncomfortable in Teen Challenge, because it wasn't the most comfortable place to be in. So right away I had the desire to share the gospel with people. Like a couple days being in the program, I was sharing people's scripture, and I just had the desire in my heart. I didn't know about evangelism. I didn't know people went out and talked. I didn't know that was a thing. And then I prayed, asked the Lord where I should go, to what long-term facility. I was in Minneapolis, and He spoke to me, and I didn't know at the time He spoke to me, but I just trusted it was God's voice. And He said, go to Duluth. So I went there, and I was like, what I want to do, I probably want to stay close to my family so I could get visits and stuff. And so I went there, and then I met Jeremy, and then you started, Pastor Jeremy, and you started there a little later, and then I'm thankful that you brought up Mardi Gras and you offered that, because that was definitely the Lord's will for me to get down there and get discipled and just be able to get out there and get out in the streets. So that taught me something there too, to listen to God, not what I wanted to do, because what I wanted to do, just be comfortable and do what I want to do. But the Lord's will prevailed. I thank the Lord that His plans I didn't turn away. So yeah, I got down there 4 months ago, and it was just so far there's a lot of testimonies, from the street and just everyday life. But really, what I was kind of asking, specific testimonies from when I've been down there and things, the Lord I kind of see that He works more, like the things that really stood out to me wasn't on Bourbon Street. Really, what stands out to me is at work or in my everyday life. That it's not just when I'm on the street. The relationships I build with people in my work, and then they this one brother, he's Lewis. He started coming to our Bible studies and coming to church, because I just talked to him about the gospel and kind of shared a little bit of my testimony and encouraged him. And he said that he hasn't. His mom stopped going to church, so I said, you can come to our church. So he started coming, and he's been coming faithfully every week, and the Lord's definitely working on him, and he's getting conviction, and I just pray that he continues and he just listens to God's voice and doesn't harden his heart or anything, And there's just everyday life, I see it just going out to Bourbon Street. It's more so, getting the word out there and leaving them with the word, and then hoping and praying and just praying for them that it's gonna accomplish what it's meant to, like the word says. So going out there preaching it and leaving them with the word. And if people live in the area, I like to stay in contact with them. There's been a few people I meet where I'm able to get their number, and they can stay in contact with them and be able to talk to them. There was this one time I got this guy's number. His name was Matt, and he was just taking pictures. He wasn't drinking or nothing. He looked like just a normal, a person who wasn't partying or nothing. And I felt like the Lord nudged me to go talk to him. And I shared the gospel with him, and he said he was in a Catholic church, and what he said that he just doesn't feel right, So eventually I gave him the number, and I said he'd come by the church, and a month later he messaged me. I got a message when we were coming back from the streets, and he's like, hey, so is that service at, what time is it at? And I forgot his name, because there's so many people you're able to meet, And he actually came, and I remembered who he was. He ended up coming and getting the seed sown and hearing the message. I think it was Pastor Alex preaching that day. But he ended up leaving halfway through the service. But I believe, obviously he came there, he heard the message, and that it's going to do something in his heart, But yeah, it's been really good. The Lord just has been working. It's not, He continues to reveal things in my heart and He's been showing me that it's a heart issue, for me, that because you go on the street, I preach the word, and it's going to do what it's meant to do. But He tells me, He says, these people, you see them, they're hurting. They may yell at you, scream at you. I got slapped. Some of them get hostile. Yeah. But if I'm able to look past it, like it says in Samuel, that God does not look at the appearance, the outward appearance, but He looks at the heart. So if I can just really pray, and get that to see the heart of the matter, and not just the root of it, and not just what, always call it their sin, share the gospel. Sometimes the Lord leads you, to do that, but mainly try to get to the heart of the issue and see past that. Yeah, it just continues. I was just talking to Elijah. He stays at my dad's house, and he's a younger kid, and he's kind of struggling, with surrendering everything to the Lord. And I was just thinking, I was like, well, I'm here, and I go. The more I go and I preach or I talk to Jesus to people in the streets, the gospel, it holds me that much accountable. So then that word I'm sharing that as a light to my path, so that's a lamp to my feet and a light to my path. So first off, it has to shine a light to my feet, where I'm at, where I stand, and on me and pierce me. And then it can be a light to my path, to where it can be a light to everyone around me. So it's been that much more. As I'm following Him and I'm sharing the gospel. I really check myself, read the Word, and make sure it shines on me to show where I'm at. So it's more so like when I'm reading the Word, and it's like the Lord speaks to me something. It ends up being something I share to someone on the street that day. And then it's a word for them at their time. It's just like, yeah. Smiley, do you want to share a little bit? Do you have anything? You good? But yeah, every day,